What's going on, guys? It's Frito here for your Overwatch. Alec Dawson has tweeted out the exact changes that are coming to Lifeweaver. Buffs across the board. Healing Blossom's ammo goes up to 20. It was at 12. And the slow charge now kicks in 1 second after fully charging. So you won't be slowed down during the heal as long as you are charging it up to full, then releasing. The slow on the heal will kick in if you are pre-charging up the heal. This will make Lifeweaver a bit more responsive, but also not losing the punishment mechanic of making sure that you position correctly and hold your spot, manage your heal. In theory, I actually like the debuff. It makes me think about other characters like Kiriko, who can kind of just freely spam kunais at full strafe speed. That looks more ridiculous the more I get used to Lifeweaver having a bit of a penalty or trade-off to his primary heal. I kind of like it in principle, even if it does make him a bit weak. Another significant buff is that Thorn Volley's spread is going to be tightened. Oh man, this could potentially make him quite lethal in a lot of situations. The time to kill was already better than certain characters like Moira, for example, where the damage per second is higher, especially with headshots, although needing to reload it with a small ammo capacity and it's a bit unwieldy means that he wasn't effective at dueling, but I can guarantee you he will against certain targets now that the spread is going to be tightened. Whenever they tighten a spread on a character's weapon, it makes it more effective at close range with a higher potential peak of DPS. Especially when you're hitting headshots, you actually can aim it a bit more, and it makes it more effective at longer ranges as the spread will be tighter and there's a lot more hitboxes that all of the thorns will be fitting into now, even at medium or longer ranges. Keep in mind that this is in conjunction with the Aaron Keller tweet that said that Thorn Volley is going to be going on alternate fire, as well as a bunch of other button remappings that we talked about in our previous video. Tree of Life is getting a bit of a buff where the health of the tree goes up to 1,200, 200 more health than before. It was 1,000 total. And the per pulse of healing is up to 75 now. The extra pulses used to just be 50. In the mix-up, he is losing his original passive, Parting Gift. But remember, he's also getting a buff in the fact that his fluidity is getting reworked. Besides, the concept of a healer dying to be able to drop a heal pack for the team is not that practical. I don't think anyone's going to largely miss that mechanic. I don't even think a lot of players even got used to chasing after their Lifeweaver's dropped pedal. So all things considered, that's a small, negligible nerf, and it's not like you yourself benefited from the ability anyway. Alec Dawson goes on Twitter to further explain these changes. Alec says these changes look to increase Lifeweaver's healing capabilities and smooth out a few of his weaknesses. We'll continue to monitor his effectiveness over the next few weeks and see if additional changes are needed. More insight coming tomorrow in Aaron's blog and Q&A stream. These changes are in addition to the control scheme updates already mentioned. So tomorrow we know that Aaron Keller's Normal Friday blog will be about Lifeweaver. Today there was also a blog post furthering the discussion on the Matchmaker. I don't know about you, but for me, this subject has gotten quite repetitive as they keep saying they're working on the same exact things over and over again. The general takeaway so far is that they have been able to tighten the MMR range in matches, but not sacrifice queue times, which ideally is the win-win everyone's looking for. It gets a little tricky when you're playing in a party with multiple players, making it more difficult for the matchmaker to do its job, and they report fairer matches for new and returning players. Now, a more advanced discussion that they have said that they're looking to have is talking about blowout games or stomps. They say our data has also revealed an additional area of improvement, specifically stomps that occur in matches that should be balanced. So that means the matchmaker thinks it's balanced, but it turns out to be a stomp. One of our team goals is to discern why lopsided matches occur and what the matchmaking system can do to mitigate them. These types of games could indicate areas where a player gets miscalibrated and our rating needs to be smarter. What makes looking at stomps tricky is that they also happen with two well-balanced teams. A really great ultimate, a key pick, or a few lucky critical shots can make a huge impact in a game of Overwatch. Part of what we're currently researching are indicators or measures that show how close or stompable actual matches are in game. Those measures are really important for long-term improvements because it gives us a much more precise signal to look at when assessing new changes. As we research these types of matches and what causes them, we saw there there were backfills occurring that were a really bad fit for a match. So obviously they're talking about quick play, which they have cataloged changes to that system as well, where it's a bit more strict on your backfill, as opposed to just panicking to get a new player in as soon as possible. Season 4 introduced changes that prioritize quality backfills over quick backfills. We've already seen improvements in backfilled matches just by holding the match a little longer for a player who fits the lobby MMR. That's it for today's quick news video. We've got a lot of videos that are in production that you'll be seeing in the coming weeks. If you'd like to get your footage reviewed on the channel, submit a gameplay loss that you had to our Google form linked in the description. And your gameplay could be used to help make educational content on the channel. So to make sure that you don't miss out, be sure to leave this video with a like to show the channel support, subscribe, and click the bell icon to actually get notified when our videos come out. That's been it for me. I've been Frito for your Overwatch. I'll see you guys next time.